Hey y'all, oh happy day. Welcome back to a series on how to think more positively. This is the Positive Thoughts series. We are now in week 5, so this is episode 5. I haven't quite decided where I'm going to end it at. Um, I don't know, maybe I'll just keep it going because I just feel like I need to just keep putting positivity out in the world. I just feel like y'all need this. I hope that this is helping y'all because we need it. Honestly, I'm not even gonna hold you. Today has been kind of a day for me. I feel like it's very much giving PMS today. My mood has kind of been up and down. But I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and put some positive energy back into my life. I said, you know what? I control my day. I seize the day, okay? But anyway, so we are going to be pulling from the positive thoughts jar because I didn't actually have anything. So let's go ahead and start with what the topic of the day is and go from there. All right, so we have our jar here. And we have our topic today, and our topic is always expect better. So I'm gonna pull the card back up. Always expect better. So I actually went through and pulled several cards because I want to have them ready. And I was like, you know what? There's some more that I can just start pulling so that we can just really start to go through them. And so on the last episode, I was telling you guys we'll start to follow an outline. So, we'll basically go with what the topic is. So our topic is going to be always expect better. I'll break down what I perceive that to mean, and then I'll give some examples, and then we'll close it out from there. So, so our topic: always expect better. What exactly does that mean? It means that you should always be in the mindset that whatever leaves, better is to come, right? So it doesn't matter what it is. If something happens where it's a bad situation happens, and you're just badly impacted by it, or whatever the case may be, just know better is to come. It's so ironic because I'm thinking about how I was in church and he was talking about how in the Bible it just talks about how Joseph had lost some things along the way. He had lost this, he had lost that, but he was actually, expecting for better to come, and it did eventually. So it's just kind of ironic, it actually touches base on that, and I just remembered that, honestly, I just remembered that. But that's what really the breakdown of this card is going to mean. And so when we look at examples, I can look at this, and you can even probably look at this as felt relationships, right? Every felt relationship, I actually like to say, wasn't a felt relationship, right? I feel like every relationship taught you something. It was a lesson, right? And so, but in each relationship, that you've gone through, if you're watching this and you're married, right, that was better, right? From what you had in the past. But if you're watching this and you're still in the dating, you should be able to identify, hopefully, some patterns from past relationships and realize okay, this is what this was. But as I've continued to move along, hopefully you can say as you've continued to move along, it's been better, right? It's going to continue. It's going to start being a better dating experience because hopefully you learned from those other experiences, right? You see where I'm going with this? And so I can even look at that and apply that to just my life in general. I feel like with my dating experiences, it has gotten progressively better. And the common theme for me was, like I said, identifying, some trends, some things that were commonalities in past dating experiences, and knowing now what it is I want. I can actually say it's been better. And I always still expect better to come. We can even look at this in terms of last episode. I was talking to you guys about, how the things that we once wanted, just because you don't have them doesn't mean you won't have them, right? And so we can even look at how the example of when I gave, now I have a house, this is something I once wanted, I now have it. When I look at where I came from there, I remember when I had a studio bedroom apartment, and it's gotten progressively better. and I've always expected better, but I've also had to, put the work in to get better. So it's like there's a little bit of both. Siri, hey, stop. I'm talking. So there's a little bit of both in that same scenario, right? That you can look at, because I was expecting better and I was working towards better. And so eventually I got better. So we can kind of follow that 3-step rule. So if you're, always expecting better and you're working towards better, then eventually you will get better, right? There's pretty much 3 steps there. And so there's just a lot of things that you can look at, like that are great examples of always expecting better. And the reason why we always want to be expecting better, of course, is because it's also a part of shifting your mindset. So if you say you went through an experience and it was a really bad experience, right? And you were just like, yeah, I'm never gonna, etc., or I'm never this, I'm never that. Like, and we talk about this in a past episode as well, about never saying never. But like, if you're always thinking that, then what do you think is going to come from that? If you're always thinking that's a negative like mindset, then it probably won't ever happen. But if you're always thinking in you're always expecting better, you're always expecting something good, you're always expecting this, that's what you're going to see. It's kind of like, manifesting essentially. Like when you're manifesting, you're usually manifesting from a positive place, right? You're usually saying like, all good things work out for me, or, one of my favorites is what's for me will be for me, like, as God intended it to be. So there's always like some positive intent as well when you're saying like, I know I'm going to get better. Like, it doesn't end here. It's going to be better. And so that's also, that's also, also something that you can also like look at and basically say like, it's going to be better, because we want to shift our thinking. Like we just want to be in an always, and also it's also like an abundance mindset as well. Like we're thinking bigger. Like y'all ever seen that meme and it's like, stop thinking small, you need to be thinking big. You want to be thinking like just in that abundance positive mindset, because if you're not, you ultimately block your blessings and what it is that is intended for you. So I don't know what it is that you are currently like trying to work through. If you're working through anything, maybe life is really peaceful for you right now. And if it is, I'm really loving that for you, because that's what we all want, and should strive for. But say you're that person that happens to be going through something, like whatever it is, expect better. Know that better is to come, whatever it is that you're going through and that's happening right now. Because it's only up from here. I know that that's like such a cliche statement, but it's always up. Like, but there are situations where you might have to travel backwards. Like, you know what I mean? Like say I seen something actually on Twitter, and she was like, I had went from a 3-bedroom to a studio, but now I'm going back to a townhome. But even though she had to go back, she still went back forward. You know what I mean? Like, and sometimes that happens, like it does. But hopefully, like, and what I'm thinking for her is that she still expected better, in that situation. Like, it was like something like, dang, I got to downgrade. But sometimes you do have to downgrade in order to be able to upgrade. You know what I mean? In some cases, not all. But we want to always be thinking better. Like we always expect better, always think better, because this shifts our positive mindset and it keeps us in a positive mindset, or it shifts our mindset and keeps us in a positive mindset. So anyways, I hope that this has been very helpful for you. Whatever it is that you're going through right now, you should know that there's better to come. Better is on the way. Like we are thinking in positive mindsets, and the only way to do that is to continue to shift our mindset. And one thing I've been saying a lot of lately, let's shift the perspective. Like I've been telling my friends that, like, let's shift the perspective, because we could sit here and dwell on a negative one, but why would we, when we can always be thinking about, what's there's something better. Like we can always be thinking positively. And so I encourage you today to always expect better, work towards it, and you will get better. And yeah, that pretty much summarizes this episode. And so I hope this has been helpful and knowledgeable. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And yeah, I shall see y'all next week on the next episode of Positive Thoughts, a series on how to shift more positively. Bye. Bye.